Hello YouTube viewers, Secret Corsian here. Today I'm going to do a comparison of non-custom throwing knives and then give you my opinions on which ones you might want or want not to get. The first thing I need to say to you is it is my opinion, and everybody has a different view on things, so something I might not think is that good of a thrower you might think is superb. And to sort of prove the point, the first knife I'm going to show you is a picture. I don't have that knife. I used to. It's a cold steel Sure Balance knife. It's 13.4 inches, 18.5 ounces. It's one of the most expensive. It's $23.89 or $71.67. If you bought 3 of them, that's tax included, and that would be through, not tax included, shipping included, and that would be through Amazon. You may find it better or not. You don't get a sheath with it, and it doesn't come in a set of 3 that I know of. Actually, you can buy a sheath for it, though. I don't like the knife. It is considered by many to be a superbly excellent knife. I bought one. I threw it about 10 times, and I just was lousy. It didn't feel good in my hand, and I couldn't stick it. And I throw reasonably hard, not real hard, as you know, because of my shoulder, but reasonably hard. There used to be this beautiful young lady I used to throw with. What a wonderful person she was. Good thrower, too. And she has since moved to out of town and is working on a PhD, and we've sort of lost contact with each other. But she came over, skinny thing. She was 120 pounds, about 5'7", and not a hard thrower. And she loved it. She threw it tremendously. The reason I don't have it anymore, I gave it to her. So that's just an example that, you know, you never know until you try it. But it is expensive, and I personally didn't like it. Now, there's another knife I'm not going to review because I don't have and I've never thrown, and it's a cold steel knife. And it's a Cold Steel Pro Balance, 13.25 inches, 16.5 ounces. It's pretty expensive, $22.99, $68.97 if you want to buy 3. I don't know anything about it. It has the same kind of handle as the Perfect Balance does, and so that would probably be problematic. You'd either have to tape it up or take it off or something, but I have no opinion on that. So now let's talk about the knives I in fact do have an opinion on, and I will talk about them in order and let you know what their costs are. Well, first of all, I'm going to take the Gil Hibbon Tonto. Then it comes in a set of 3, as I told you before. 11.7 inches long, which is really frustrating. This is probably would not be allowed to be a throwing knife in a lot of competitions because minimum is 12 inches. I don't know why they didn't make it 12 inches, but whatever. 10.5 ounces, relatively inexpensive. $14.99 per knife, $44.97 for a set of 3. It does come with sheaths, and it does come in a set of 3. It's a really good knife, though. Like I've said before, it's one of my least favorite throwers. I just don't do well with it. You may do much better than I did. The next one, which in my opinion, this is the best sticker of the group, at least for me. I mean, it is so forgiving. It's just a very good sticker. You don't have to throw it real hard. It's 14 inches long, 10.75 ounces, $22.53. It's one of the more expensive ones that you will be dealing with. $67.59 for 3. No, it doesn't come with a sheath, and you'd have to order individually. However, you can get the dismissal in 12 inches, which is about, I think, $15, significantly less. Still a good thrower, throws the same. I don't know what the exact weight, etc. is, but it's just a minimization of this knife, and it's something that you can use. But this is probably my favorite thrower. It's definitely my best sticker, and if I ever go to competition, I would probably take that one. Then next in line we have the Boker Magnum Zeal 2, which again is a superb knife. It sticks, probably my one of my best stickers. Sticks very nicely, feels great in the hand, good to throw. It does come in a set of 3. It's 13¼ ounces, length, 13¼ pounds, 10 ounces, about $23. It is, besides for the Sure Balance, it is the most expensive knife. The Sure Balance is $23.89. A set of 3 is around $67.50. Does come with a sheath, and it is definitely it's a good deal, but it's expensive. Next in line is the True Flight from Cold Steel, 12 inches. Weight on this is about 11 ounces, $19, fairly expensive. Does come with a sheath, does not come as a set of 3, so you'd have to buy them individually. Excellent thrower, excellent sticker. The only problem is people would have with the handle or the cord. You could take the cord up, or you could wrap it like I did. Either one of those would be good options with it. When you have a handle on it, you can't do no reload throwing as easily, though I can throw 2 of these in that manner. But it's an excellent knife, fairly expensive. Next in line is the Gil Hibbon competition knife. It's a little over 12 inches long, so it can be competitive. All of these can go into competition except for the Tonto, and maybe that could, if you could argue them into it. It's $14.70 a piece, but you get them in 3s for $44.10. Yes, it comes with a sheath. Yes, it comes in 3s. If you're a strong thrower, this feels very good. It flies well. If you're a strong thrower, it might be a knife that you'd really be looking at, but it's not much of a sticker as far as I'm concerned, and so that's one of the things that I hold against this one. Okay, next in line is that we have the Cold Steel Sure Flight. This is 12 inches, so it barely makes a legitimate competition thrower. It's 8¼ ounces. It's the cheapest of the knives. It's $9.99 a piece or thereabouts, so for less than $30 you can get 3 of them, no sheath, no groups of 3. What a wonderful thrower. I love the way it feels in the hand. It sticks very well. One of my better stickers, and it's just really nice, and pretty much anybody I think can throw that. And then the last, which is sort of an interesting knife, it is the Cold Steel Perfect Balance. It's the only one, actually, as I look at it, well, besides the True Flight, that is not more dagger shaped with balance the same on all sides. It's more of a Bowie kind of shape. I love it. It's an excellent thrower. It's what I threw best with in the reviews, though that's not always the case. It's a pretty darn good sticker. Problem with it is it's pretty heavy. It's 13.5 inches long, 15.4 ounces. Not too expensive, $13.99 a piece or $41.97 if you wanted to get 3 of them. No sheath, though you can get a sheath for it, and it doesn't come in groups of 3. An excellent knife. Now, which of these knives would I recommend for the beginner? What do I think is the best bang for the buck? The one that if you were just wanting to start and you were thinking about competition throwing or not, what would I recommend? It would be the Cold Steel Sure Flight, and there's several reasons for this. Number one, it's less than $10. For $30 you can get 3 of these, and there's not a single set of 3 that comes close to that, and for some of those knives you're paying almost that much, $23 or so versus less than 30 for just one. I don't think a beginner should start out with a very light knife. It's usually just a waste of money. I will be talking about smaller knives later, but if you were wanting to throw knives and you even had any kind of inclination you might take it serious, I would start with this because you could throw it for a long time. It's very sturdy. It doesn't cost much, so you can get into it quite inexpensively. And it can actually, you can go to competitions with it and really work on your skills. And if you're a real serious thrower, you're eventually going to get more knives anyway. I mean, that's just the nature of the beast. So this would be a great knife to start with, and it's my recommendation for a beginner as the single best competitive thrower you can get, and maybe the single best knife that you ought to buy. I hope that helped. These two are probably my two favorite. I like them all. This is the worst one as far as throwing with for me. However, it's a good price for three. And then I've talked about the Tanto, or the Tanto blade, and it and I just don't get along, but I do know people that really like it. I hope that helped. So Secret Course Shin saying over and out. Have a nice day.